Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the 2012 Cleveland Browns rebuild, changing their history here on Madden 24 on the PC. Last episode, if you did miss it, was kind of a monumental episode in terms of the landscape of what this team looks like. Obviously, we have our franchise quarterback in Johnny Manziel, which is still pretty weird to say, but we had to move on from Trent Richardson because of the fact that we were running out of money and we needed to pay some other players. So we were able to get Trent Richardson out the door, but in the draft, we were able to draft Derrick Henry. So I feel like we got ourselves a pretty solid replacement for Trent Richardson, even though Richardson was only getting better and he was playing amazing in the seasons that we had simulated so far. We had to move on from him to get a younger, maybe better running back, we'll see, in Derrick Henry. I like the way this team is looking. I'm happy with how we ended last episode. Money is going to be a little bit of a concern moving forward like it was last episode, but we will see how it goes and we will face it as it comes. But I hope you guys are excited. If you are, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get started. So we have arrived at the 2016 regular season. We are getting into the good stuff, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what your Cleveland Brown team will look like headed into the 2016 season. Obviously, we have our franchise guy, Johnny Manziel. He's only 23. He's already an X factor. He's getting better with his accuracies. He's getting better with his physicals. He's looking amazing, and he's only going to get higher overalls as we play more and more seasons. We have the new addition, Derrick Henry at running back. Hidden development, but I'm pretty sure it is X Factor. It could be, excuse me, it could be Superstar, but I'm pretty sure it's X Factor. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. And you know what? Since we have him on the team and he doesn't have a college, we can go and just make his college Alabama, since that's where he went. And I might as well see if we have the number available. We do. So number 22 will be his number. All right, so with that all figured out, we do have the new addition, Randall Cobb, who we traded for last episode. So he's our new number 1. We have Adam Thielen. We have Stephon Diggs, who will go and be our number 2, who could, after this season, pass Randall Cobb. That's a very real possibility with Adam Thielen. We still have Josh Gordon. And then the offensive line, we are a little bit weaker. We drafted Jack Conklin to be our new right tackle. But we are very weak at center because we did end up having to trade Alex Mack to free up a lot of cap room. So we are left with 2 lower overall players at center. So we are probably going to have to look at a new center in the future. Maybe even in this, probably in this episode, maybe free agency. We'll see what happens. We still have Kelsey. We still have Hernandez. So we're good at tight end. On the defense, we have Blake Martinez at middle linebacker, who wasn't happy about getting necessarily, but he has development traits, so that helps a little bit. I'm hoping he can play really well and maybe surprise me. We have Buchanan, who we moved from safety to outside linebacker. We have Kevin Pierre-Louis, who had a really good rookie season. He's now superstar. We obviously have Clowney. We have Aaron Donald and Atiba Rubin. We have great young talent on defensive line because Clowney and Donald are still young. Rubin is a little bit older, so is Sheard, but we've got a rookie Yannick Ngakoue, we've got a rookie Javon Hargrave. Like, we've got some future assets on this team. And then the corner might be my favorite position group, because we've got Joe Hayden, who is still only 27 years old. Then we've got the rookie Jalen Ramsey. We've got Quandre Diggs, who we traded for. We've got A.J. Bouye, who's now an X Factor. And we've got Nickel Roby-Coleman. So, I mean, we've got so much depth and so much talent at corner. I'm really, really happy with how it's come about. The safeties are okay. T.J. Ward and Tayshaun Gibson. So, I like the defense a lot. There are still, obviously, some things that we can adjust, things that we can fine-tune. But as of right now, I am liking the way that we are looking here. The 2017 draft class is the class we are ready to get, or that we are moving into. And obviously Myles Garrett is a part of it. In real life, the Browns were in this position to get Myles Garrett. Now, I have mentioned in the past, in the last episode, that we would be in prime position to get ourselves a Myles Garrett. Because, if you forgot, we have pick equity. We have capital out the wazoo. We have 4 first-round picks in this year's NFL draft. Now, are we going to need to trade up all of those to get Myles Garrett? It's a possibility. But having Jadeveon Clowney, Aaron Donald, and Myles Garrett on the same defensive line would be unbelievable. And don't forget, this draft also includes TJ Watt. So we need to somehow come away with those 2 players. And if we can, our defense is going to be unbelievable. It is a possibility. I do want to make sure that we know whose draft picks we have before we start simulating. So we currently have our own first-round pick, which is projected at 24. That will not be the case. We'll either be really good or we'll be really bad. But we have the Chargers pick. We have the Packers pick. And we have Carolina's pick. Now, Carolina's been in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl almost every single year. So that one most likely will be in the 30s. But the Packers, they could have a down season, but most likely not because Aaron Rodgers usually wins the MVP and the Packers are usually pretty good. So 2 picks probably going to be pretty low in the draft, but our pick has a chance to be low if we're bad for some reason, or I guess it has a chance to be high too, but we're really, really counting on this Chargers pick to be good, because the Chargers, who knows, maybe they're bad. I have no idea, but we're probably going to end up having 4 pretty low first-round picks, meaning we're going to have picks in the 20s or 30s. That's what I'm kind of guessing. So, I mean, if we package a couple of those together with something else, we can get up in the draft. It's possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But we are going to simulate to week number 8, the midseason mark, see how this team is going, see how we're performing. We are running Philadelphia's playbooks on both offense and defense, and I think we're going to keep that for the time being because it's worked with Johnny Manziel. It's gotten him up to X Factor, so why change it now? And the defense has been good enough, so we will see how it works. I will catch you guys at week number 8, and we will catch up with how the team's been performing the first half of this 2016-2017 season. All right, so I simulated a week, and I realized that I didn't show you guys the draft class like we normally do. Oh, we lost the first game of the season, by the way. But I didn't go through the draft class like we usually do, so I might as well do that. Quarterback, we have our guy in what's-his-face, Johnny Manziel. So we don't really need a quarterback, but I would not complain about a backup. It's just not really in the works for the 2017 class. We're not going to spend a high pick on one of these guys, so we're going to move on from that. Running back, McCaffrey, Cook, Mixon, Kamara, Hunt. All these guys would be in play for me. Certainly, even an Aaron Jones type. Jamal Williams, even a Wayne Gallman. I could get on board with. Matt Breida, he should be pretty fast. As for wide receivers, I would be in the market for another receiver. I know we have good depth at receiver, but still not amazing. So I could be talked into a receiver. Maybe a Curtis Samuel or a Cooper Kupp or a Juju. Or even a Chris Godwin in the 3rd round. Even Kenny Golladay I could be talked into. Who else is down here? Anybody of note? Kendrick Bourne. I'm not really seeing anybody else that I would really go for. Noah Brown, maybe. Katie Cannon for speed purposes alone. But I'm not. Tim Patrick, I guess. But these guys down the board probably aren't going to make an impact. But we'll see. Tight end, I could certainly be interested in David Njoku. Even Gerald Everett. But that's probably going to be it. I'll put George Kittle in there, but we have George Kittle in the Giants rebuild, so probably stay away from him. Even though we know, obviously, George Kittle's amazing. But we have Travis Kelce already, so we'll probably stay away from Kittle. Maybe if we could target a David Njoku, that'd be pretty fun. Left tackles, I'll put Garrett Bowles and Ryan Ramczyk on there. Even Cam Robinson could be an interesting one. Left guard, Deion Dawkins, but we know from the Giants rebuild that Deion Dawkins isn't a development trade, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Isaac Asiata could be an interesting little pickup. Center position is something we do need, but I don't know if there's going to be our solution in this class. We might have to wait another year. Right guard, you've got Taylor Moton, and that's about it. And then right tackle, there's not a whole lot. So the 2017 offensive line class in general is not super strong. But then we get to the defensive line, which is kind of strong. So Solomon Thomas, Derek Barnett, Tack McKinley, even Taco Charlton could be something we look at. Dietrich Wise. Who else is down here? Obviously, Myles Garrett, Jonathan Allen. We move at D-tackle. I know we have good D-tackle depth, but Jonathan Allen is Jonathan Allen. And then Trey Hendrickson, Carl Lawson. Who else is down here? Nobody else on there. D-tackles. You've got Dalvin Tomlinson. Even Malik McDowell could be something we take a look at. Larry Ogunjobi, the beast from Charlotte. Anybody else down the board? Devon Godchaux. Grover Stewart, DJ Jones. There's a couple D tackles who are late in the draft that we could have an eye on. Hassan Reddick, we know about from the Giants rebuild that we're currently doing. Duke Riley, Alex Anzalone, Matt Milano. Who else? That's about it for that. Middle linebackers, you got Reuben Foster, who we could take a look at. Even Jared Davis and Raekwon, Jayon Brown. Anybody else down here? Not really. Nah. And then obviously the main man right there, TJ Watt. Even Zach Cunningham I would not be mad at. Ryan Anderson, Samson Ebukam. Right outside linebackers got some guys. They've got some dudes. Corner, Marshawn Lattimore, Marlon Humphrey. Now, when we did the 2015 Giants, I think Marshawn Lattimore fell pretty far, and so did Marlon Humphrey. I can't remember exactly who it was, but somebody fell pretty far that I wasn't expecting. Or maybe it was one of the rebuilds I did. So I just know that one of these guys fell pretty far. Tre'Davious White, Garyon Conley. It's a pretty strong corner class, so we'll keep an eye out for corner. But I feel pretty good with our depth at corner. Shaq Griffin, Rasul Douglas, Desmond King, a day 3 guy would be a nice pickup. Anybody else? It's not looking too promising down the board. So then we'll go to the safeties. You got Malik Hooker, you got Budda Baker, Marcus May, Marcus Williams, John Johnson III. Who else? Even Chuck Clark. Mike Tyson, Fish Smithson. Strong safeties, Jamal Adams, Jabril Peppers, Obi Melifonwu, Eddie Jackson. There's some, the DBs in this class are very good. So we will have our pick of the litter on who we want in this DB class. I'll put Jake Elliott on there, Jake Elliott and Harrison Butker on there just because. And I'm not going to put Younghoe Koo on the board because we took him in the Giants rebuild and we know he's not high overall. And I think he has normal development too, so we'll stay away from him. But we've got our board figured out now. We'll have to go to week 8, figure out who we want to put those points on, and we'll go from there. But now I'm going to simulate to that mark, and I'll catch back up to you when I'm there. We've arrived at the week 8 midseason mark, and it seems like we started a little bit rocky, but we've picked it back up. We are 4-3 at the halfway point, and we've got our national focus to figure out. I think I'm going to go for wide receivers because out of all of the positions that out of the 2 positions that we have our scout looking at, which is corner and receiver's probably a little bit more of a need, so we'll have them focus on that. We have negotiations that we need to talk about, and it looks like we do have a good amount of money with $53 million, but we are going to be careful with how we spend it because last episode we had to do a little bit of renegotiating and a little bit of workaround, a little bit of business magic to get contracts the way that we wanted them. So Travis Kelce we obviously want to keep around, but we don't want to go too crazy anymore because I've learned my lesson there. So we'll offer him, I mean, that still is a pretty crazy offer, but he's going to come back. $39 million, and we have some interesting guys that need new contracts. AJ Bouye being an X factor and only 24 definitely makes me want him to want to come back. So if we offer him maybe that, he'll accept. He says he's not going to come back just yet. Adam Thielen wanting $63 million is very tough. I don't know if we can pay that. He's probably honestly not worth $63 million. Tony Jefferson, that's not that bad of an offer. We can raise that up a little bit and should be fine. And he's excited to come back. So we have $25 million. We have to save some to get AJ Bouye back. Who else is down here? J.C. Treader we probably want to bring back. So if we offer him about that, he says that's perfect for 2 more seasons. Juwan James, I can bring Juwan James back because he's not super expensive. So we'll do that. 20 million. Brandon Linder. There's a few guys down here. Okay, Matthew Judon's not expensive, so we can offer him about, I don't know, 1.5 and then 500K bonus, and he's coming back. Okay, so Judon was returning. Who else is down here? Okay, ooh, some big name guys in 5th-year options. Marcel Reese needs a new contract. All right, there's some big guys that still need to be offered. Adam Thielen, I think he's going to be on the way out. He's just not a solid enough player, high enough overall for me to consider that kind of money, especially in a time where we aren't really looking for that kind of money. Myles Garrett is probably going to be the #1 overall pick, so we'll have to trade up for #1. I don't know who's going to have it. The Bengals are currently winless, so they'll most likely have it. But if we look down the board, our first draft pick, they have us taking Deontay Foreman. That's okay. We're not going to do that. And then they have us taking Jamal Williams. And then they have us taking Matt Breida. And then they have us taking Wayne Gallman. They have us taking all running backs in the first round, which most definitely 100,000% will not happen. But that is just the way that they have it right now. But this is only mock draft number 2. Only mock draft number 2. We got to get to week 11 so we can use those points. So let's keep simulating here. Are we going to beat the Packers? I doubt it. The Packers are usually really, really good. And, oh no, we beat them 31-28. Okay, I'll take that as a big W. Ravens, by the way, are 7-1. They are having a really good year, leading the division. And now we have to play them. Great. And they must have had their bye as well on the same week we did. So that is fantastic. We have to play maybe the best team in all of the NFL, at least all of the AFC. I don't know how the Panthers are doing. But also, don't want to forget that we need to re-sign AJ Bouye again. We need to renegotiate with him, and I could bring his bonus up a little bit and maybe up his salary, and he's still looking for a better fit. Come on, AJ, work with me here, man. I don't want to offer you crazy money. I know you're young and you've got a lot of potential, but at least work with me a little bit. Are we going to beat the Ravens? That would be a huge win if we did. We do 33-10. That's a massive victory over Baltimore. That gives us a head start in the head-to-head. Johnny Manziel's now a true 80 overall. We play the Ravens, or not the Ravens, the Rams, who are 5-4. Manziel gets a new thing, and we need to talk to AJ Bouye once again. I'd be willing to go up to 6 and 5.5, but after that, we're getting a little crazy. Okay, thank you. AJ's back, so now we can focus on getting everybody else back. I'm gonna offer Nickel Roby-Coleman that, and he's coming back. Perfect. So we have 13 million. We need to be careful with how we spend it. We're probably gonna offer, we probably have to offer Ryan Jensen, just for the simple fact that we don't have another option. So that's coming back. He's coming back as well. So we have 11 million to figure out what else we want to do. That's a little bit of wiggle room, not a lot, but that's a little bit of wiggle room. We have the prospect showcase here. We don't really need to use it on Myles Garrett because we know, obviously, from past simulations how good Myles Garrett is. So we don't need to focus on Myles Garrett. But other positions that we do need and things that we are looking at, we are in the market for a David Njoku, so I'll use one on David Njoku. We are in the market for a possible tackle because we could, I guess we could move Conklin inside. I would be interested in Ryan Ramczyk for sure. And then who else? Probably somebody in the defense, I would guess. Maybe a Jonathan Allen type, but we already know a lot about him. I guess we can use it on maybe a middle linebacker, like a Reuben Foster. I wouldn't hate that. I could use it on J.J. Watt, I guess. Ooh, I kind of want to use it on a linebacker. I don't know if it's going to be TJ or if it's going to be one of these two guys because they both look pretty decent. And Reuben Foster also looks pretty decent. I think I want to use it on... yeah, let's use it on Reuben Foster. So we'll use it on Njoku, Ryan Ramczyk, and Reuben Foster. We'll figure out a little bit more about those three guys. And we will see if we can beat the St. Louis Rams here. Are we going to do it? We're on a pretty hot streak, and we lose by a point. Oh, that's brutal. Brutal loss. losing by a point there. But we play the Patriots, who are about the same, or are the same record as us, and we kill them 52-17. Oh my God, that's a crazy victory over the Patriots there. The Patriots have been in the Super Bowl a few times in this simulation, so that's a huge victory. Although they are having a down year, and we beat the Cardinals 38-7. The defense is actually starting to play really, really well. And I do want to see if some of our guys have been revealed here. Ravens are still 10-2, so they're still dominating the rest of the NFL. Do we have any development traits revealed? Henry is an X factor, so I was right on that. Derrick Henry is an X factor. Anybody else revealed? I don't think we had any on the offensive line. And then Jalen Ramsey, we knew was an X factor as well, so that's not a shock. Blake Martinez, we don't know yet. Ngakoue, we don't know yet. Hargrave, we don't know yet. Those guys just haven't played enough. Blake Martinez is probably getting up there, right? 417 out of 500, so he's very close. Maybe a week or two, and we will know what Blake Martinez is. I'm guessing it's only star, but I haven't seen Blake Martinez in any of these simulations yet, so I honestly don't know. Let's keep moving, though. Try to keep pace with the Ravens, because this is going to be pretty tough to win the division if the Ravens keep dominating. But they did slip up. We're only a game back now. We win against the 49ers. Ravens lose. I don't know who they played, but they lost. And we are now a game back of Baltimore. And I'm assuming they are the Week 18 game, because we have not played them yet. We only played them once. So this is going to be a huge wrap-up of the season here. Week 15 against the Steelers is a massive game. Keep the momentum going, boys. And we do, 27-7. Big victory. Now we're playing the Chargers, who we have their first-round pick, but it seems like they're having a pretty solid season. They are, what, 8-6? 8-6 on the year. Ravens are 11-3. We're 10-4. Let's go beat the Chargers, boys. Give me that W. Keep the momentum rolling. The good times. 27-21. We are 11-4, right on the heels of Baltimore. If we can beat the Pittsburgh Steelers here, Week 18 will be for the division. Oh my God. Come on, boys. Johnny Manziel, you gotta light it up. Give me that W against Pittsburgh. No, we lost. The Ravens have clinched the division. We lost by a point to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Baltimore Ravens will win the AFC North this year. That's tough. We're going to be in the playoffs because we're having such a good season, but it's not going to be as a division winner. That's brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. Well, are we going to finish the season on a high note and sweep the Ravens in division play? We will lose to them. Okay, so hey, we end on a 2-game losing streak to end the season. Not great for morale headed into the playoffs, but we do make the playoffs as an 11-6 football team, and we will see just how good. I can see that Trent Richardson had a really good year on his new team. That is not the one that I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to stats and awards because we want to see just how good our guys played. So Johnny Manziel had a very good season. 4,300 yards, 34 touchdowns to 11 picks. For Johnny Manziel, our franchise guy, that's pretty good. Then Derrick Henry in his rookie season, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. I don't know if that's good enough for Rookie of the Year. He probably doesn't have enough of either. Unfortunately, Stephon Diggs had a breakout season. 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. Randall Cobb, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Thielen, he's good. He's a solid player. He's not a number one, but he's just not worth the money he's asking for in his negotiations. Kevin Pierre-Louis continues to dominate. 143 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3 picks. Deion Buchanan thriving in his linebacker role. 122 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. Joe Hayden had 90. Tackle for loss leader was Atiba Rubin. This man has been the craziest revelation I have ever seen. He was a normal development player when we started this rebuild. He is now an X Factor who is a decent overall and gets production like crazy. Jadeveon Clowney had 19 tackles for loss. He also finished with 12.5 sacks. But Aaron Donald, 25 sacks. Defensive Player of the Year. Absolutely. That is, I think, the record, too. We'll check it in a second, but that, I think, is the sack record right there. 9 for Rubin, 4 for Sheard, 4 picks for Joe Hayden, 3 for Lewis. Buchanan, Bouye, Martinez, Ramsey, and Gibson had 2, and then 1 for TJ Ward. NFL records for a season sack leader is now Aaron Donald, most definitely. Gerard Mayo in 2014 had 24. Congratulations to him. But it's now indefinite that it is Aaron Donald, the true sack leader at 25. That is guaranteed Defensive Player of the Year. Unfortunately, he doesn't need it because he's already an X Factor, but he is now a true Defensive Player of the Year. Are we going to move on against the Chargers? No. We get no love in the postseason in simulation. It just doesn't happen for us. We get bumped in the first round, and we are on to a swift off season. That is okay, though, because we are looking to upgrade a few positions and then go all in next season for a possible big-time playoff run. I'm hoping, at least. It's going to be Ravens-Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald most likely won Defensive Player of the Year because he just got 2 upgrade points, so that's nice to see. And the Super Bowl winner, please be the Seahawks and not my rivals, the Baltimore Ravens. It is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Congratulations, go around, whatever. They won the Super Bowl 28-23 over the Seahawks. It is Joe Flacco with the MVP. Yikes. All right, so no, Luke Kuechly won Defensive Player of the Year over Aaron Donald. Russell Wilson wins MVP of the league. Odell and Kuechly are Players of the Year. Sterling Shepard for the Packers and Leonard Floyd for the Panthers are your Rookies of the Year. What did Luke Kuechly do that was better than what Aaron Donald did? I don't know where Luke Kuechly plays. He's probably in Carolina, I would guess, unless he got moved. But I would assume he's in Carolina. Luke Kuechly had 111 tackles, 14 for loss, 22.5 sacks. He won it because he had more of these. That is unfortunate. I think Aaron Donald only had 70 or something. That's unfortunate. I guess Kuechly deserves it. But, I mean, if you set the sack record, you got to win Defensive Player of the Year. But whatever. I'm not on the committee that chooses who wins those awards. So we get robbed of an award for Aaron Donald, although he did get 2 upgrade points, so I guess he got the huge XP boost. Re-signing players, we have negative money now, and we need to probably accept all these options. So we'll accept on Aaron Donald, we'll accept on Jadeveon Clowney, and we'll accept on Deone Bucannon as well. So now that we have those guys accepted for another season, it looks like we're going to have to let a few guys go. I could work some magic here and restructure some deals just to get us into the positives, and that might be what we do. Let's go to the team salaries. Let's take a look at what we're working with here. So Joe Hayden's, I think we already restructured his contract. Atiba Rubin, probably we should restructure him. So let's restructure Atiba. There we go. He's been restructured now. And we will probably restructure, let's see, Jabal Sheard. Is that even going to make much of a difference? I don't know. But we'll restructure it. So there we go for that. And there might be one other guy. Maybe Joe Thomas is a guy that we restructure for next season. So let's do that. All right, so we've restructured a few guys. That frees up some money. That allows us to have a little bit of breathing room. $6 million, at least we can offer somebody if we want. But what I might do is I might just let these guys walk. Probably Marcel Reese. CJ Anderson for sure. I only signed Sean Oakman because it's Sean Oakman. I signed him in free agency. Gerard Wilson we can let go. Jerry Hughes at this point we can let go. Brandon Linder probably should bring back. And he's not super expensive, so if we can get him back on a nice little deal, he's happy to come back. So we have $4.8 million. We're probably going to have to trade Adam Thielen, though. I don't know what his value is going to be. I have no idea what the value for Adam Thielen is going to be. So if we go in here, we find Adam Thielen. His market value is Avery Williamson. That's not too bad. I mean, we have Blake Martinez. We could fix our center position right away with Phillip Blake. We have a few guys that I'm not too interested in. The market's not crazy for Adam Thielen, but that's not a shock. We could get Kenyon Drake, but he's a little too low of an overall. We might be able to grab ourselves a high draft pick. Maybe we can get ourselves a second-round pick this year. from Chicago. That is very close. So we can get ourselves a high second-round pick from the Chicago Bears if I'm willing to give up a 7, probably, from this year. Okay, so Adam Thielen in this year's 7 gets us a second-round pick that's very high. It's like the 3rd pick of the second round, so that is huge. Thielen now is in Chicago, so now we probably do have to get at least 1 receiver, maybe 2. Cravon LeBlanc is probably just going to get phased out. Jerry Hughes, just let him walk. Everybody else can walk. We're just going to save our money, the little money that we have, because we know we're going to need it. So let's move to the next period, which is free agency. We have a little bit of money to work with, but there's probably not going to be anybody here that I want. It's all offensive line, as it usually is. But I think we're just going to let it rock. We are just going to move with the team that we have. I don't see anybody that is absolute need for the team, except for probably a center, but we can get away with another center sometime down the line. We're good enough. We made the playoffs. I know we lost in the wild card, but I doubt that happens again. At least I hope it doesn't happen again. Okay, let's get to the recap where we can take a look at mock draft number 5 and all that good stuff. We can use our points, all of that good, delicious off-season stuff, and we can get to the draft where we probably will have to trade up for the number 1 overall pick to get Myles Garrett, because I'm assuming he stayed. It would really help out if he hasn't, if he's fallen out of the number 1 pick, but he hasn't. We're going to have to trade with the Dolphins, which is unfortunate because it's going to be pretty difficult to get, but if we can get up and get Myles Garrett, that defensive line is going to be unbelievable. Our first pick they have us taking Juju. Then they have us taking Deontay Foreman and Aaron Jones. We have back-to-back first-round picks, which is going to be very nice. And then they have us taking Jamal Williams. That will not happen. I will let you know that now. TJ Watt is going to go to Washington at number 21, which is in a spot where we can draft him. But we are most certainly going to need to trade up to get number 1. How difficult is it going to be? We're going to find out. I think I have all that stuff on staff points, so it shouldn't be as difficult as it may seem. Let's use our next focus points on our private workouts. We can use it on Tre'Davious White, maybe? Yeah, let's use it on Tre'Davious White. Let's use it on Zach Cunningham. And let's use it on... We already have 80% on Reuben Foster. So let's use another one on... I don't know. Maybe Taylor Moton? Yeah, let's use one on Taylor Moton. Those will be the guys that we grab. And I want to quickly... Before we make that trade, I want to quickly check the staff points to see if we have used all of... Okay, so we have all of these bumped up, which is nice. That's nice. So that should make the trade a little bit easier. Not super easy, but it should make it slightly easier to trade up with Miami. The Miami Dolphins have the number 1 overall pick. And right off the bat, there's no trade packages. But that's okay, because I'm willing to give you pick number 28. What do you say to that? Oh my, what? Wow. Okay. I don't know how that happened. I am going to check to make sure that I have it on normal trading. Yeah, trade difficulty's on normal. It's not on easy or anything. So that just went through. I guess those staff points really do make a difference. So we now have the number 1 overall pick. We can lock down Myles Garrett. That's a guarantee now. But with Myles Garrett on the team, Jabal Sheard kind of falls into the wayside because Clowney will be on one side, Garrett will be on the other, and then Aaron Donald and Reuben in the middle. We don't need Jabal Sheard anymore. So we can trade Jabal Sheard for something else, maybe a center. We could trade Jabal Sheard for a center. We're not going to go back for Alex Mack, which would be pretty funny. What can we get at center? Rodney Hudson, but he's on the last year of his deal. Pouncey would be interesting, and so would Jason Kelsey. I might try to get Mike Pouncey. That could be something. Again, from the Dolphins, which is funny. Oh, come on. Weston Richburg has X Factor. Why can't he have X Factor in my Giants rebuild? That'd be awesome. Nick Mangold, unfortunately, is 33. Cam Irvin's only a 74. Ryan Khalil is too expensive. Wisniewski. There's Nick Martin, but he has no more development. I mean, Nick Martin could be a solid pickup since he is young. And he's probably not super hard to get. Maybe Travis Frederick would be easier. Let's see if we can do this. I bet this would go through. So, ooh, we might not be able to do this because we have no cap room. This could be, yeah. Oh, wait, they just took, wait, what happened? Why did they take Frederick out? Did I accidentally remove him from the trade? So we need to give up $4 million. Do we have somebody that we don't want that makes over $4 million? Probably not, really. I mean, we have all these guys that I like. Roby Coleman we just re-signed. We have a lot of corners. Gibson's making a lot of money. And we have Tony Jefferson. So maybe we bite the bullet on Gibson. And we see if that works. We'll ride it out and see what happens here. Trade declined. I'd be willing to give up a first round pick. I could give up pick 25 to get to pick 10. And that is going to be close, but not yet. So I can give up... We have like no picks in 2018. I forgot about that. I can give up a 5th round pick in 2019. Okay, I'll have to give up a little bit earlier than that. How about a 4th round pick in 2019? Trade declined. I have a 6th rounder in 2017 this year. Okay. It's probably going to be a little bit more pricey than that, but this could be really, really big. If we have pick 1, pick 10, pick 16, 24, that could be really, really big. But it's probably going to have to be a 2 or a 3. Maybe both. I don't really want to give up both. It's probably got to be a 2. It's probably got to be a 2. Maybe we don't focus on a pick this year. Maybe we go for next season since we, like I said, we don't have a lot. So maybe we ask for that. Maybe just these. How's that? Oh, okay. Will this even go through straight up just by itself? It would. Oh, I made a mistake there. But we got ourselves a center. I made a little bit of a mistake there. But we have ourselves our new center in Travis Frederick. We didn't get a first round pick out of it, but that's okay. Because now the offensive line looks a little bit better. With Frederick in there. I am going to move Diggs to the number 1 receiver spot. Because he's probably earned it at this point. But we need to come away with a receiver. At least 1. Probably 2. We probably need to come away with at least 2 receivers. Is there a way that we can trade for 1? Probably. But I like our draft pick situation now. I might be able... I don't know how that was so easy to trade up. Can I trade up to pick 3 from 25? No. Why? So why was it so easy to trade up with the Dolphins? For number 1 of all things. I don't know. that's throwing me off of why it was so easy. Can I get pick 2? I mean, it was pick 28. It wasn't even like it was that good of a pick. I have no idea why it was so easy to trade up. We're getting closer. Pick 13 from the Broncos. I could probably get like pick 17 from the Cardinals. Maybe not. What about pick 20 from the Chiefs? That's only 5 spots. That's pretty close. If I added a couple extra things, it probably goes through. Pick 22 from the Eagles. I bet pick 23 goes through. Who has pick 23? The Lions do. So we'd be trading up 2 spots. We swap first round picks with the Lions. So now we have pick 23 and 24 instead of 24 and 25. Okay. So we're taking Myles Garrett with the number 1 pick. So that's locked down. And then there's not really anybody else that we absolutely have to have until it gets to around the spot where we're going to be taking number 16. And luckily, I mean, the receiving class isn't like amazing at the very, very top. So like Corey Davis is fine. We can let him walk. John Ross, fine. Let him walk. Mike Williams, fine. Let him walk. But then we get down to more important stuff like Ryan Ramczyk and TJ Watt and some other things. So we have this pick instead of this pick. So we could possibly... There's David Njoku. It's going to be interesting because we will find out what we're going to do with... I might trade with the... I might try to get up to like the Washington or Eagle pick. Because I just want to make sure that we get the guys that I want to get. So maybe we try to trade up with Washington. They have RG3. They have pick 21. And if we give them pick 24... It's very close, but I can throw a 6th rounder in 2019, and they say no to that. Okay. I can throw a 5th rounder in 2019. They should say yes to that. There we go. So we swap with the Washington team, and we now have their pick at 21. They were going to take TJ Watt, which we can now grab TJ Watt, and he will go on the edge with Kevin Pierre-Louis. Blake Martinez is middle linebacker, star development. He will go in the middle. Hargrave is a star as well. Yannick Ngakoue is superstar, actually. Okay. But that's going to be where Myles Garrett plays, or one of the two. We could actually stand Yannick Ngakoue up, probably. We got some good depth. Should we try to trade up to get Jamal Adams? Should that be my focus? Or should we... Oops, I don't want to go there. Should we try to get... What's his face? Jonathan Allen. Because Jamal Adams is going to go number 6 to the Cowboys. And we don't really have a great strong safety. I mean, we have TJ Ward, but we don't have a great strong safety. And then Jabril Peppers is going to go... I mean, I'd be happy with Jabril Peppers as well. It's not like we have to get Jamal Adams. But... should we be trying to get Jonathan Allen? Because we can make Jonathan Allen a defensive tackle, and then we have our true replacement for Atiba Rubin if he gets too expensive. And that certainly would not be too hard to trade up to get. But then there's guys like down the board like Reuben Foster, who I would be happy to get, like a David Njoku, who I would be happy to get. So there's different things that I'm trying to figure out what we want to do. I'm not too sure. Not too sure at all. Because Ryan Ramczyk is going to be amazing. Reuben Foster is probably going to be pretty good. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is tricky. This is very, very tricky. Let's get to the actual draft, and then we'll make our plays from there. So let's go. Let's go into the draft and figure out where everything goes. So we have the number 1 overall pick. We will take Myles Garrett with that said pick. And then we will figure out whatever happens from there. So Myles Garrett, number 1 overall, looks amazing. 6'4", has all the talents you want, has all the skills you want. Welcome to the squad. He is unbelievable. So he will now go on the side with Jadeveon Clowney and Aaron Donald, and we have just built ourselves the greatest defensive line of all time. The Bengals have the 2nd pick in the draft. They will take somebody because I can't see who it is. Hold on. Let me exit out and jump back in so we can hopefully see who gets taken. Okay, I have jumped back in, and it looks like the Bengals have jumped all the way up. Jonathan Allen was projected to go number 22 to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Bengals have taken him at number 2, so we can forget about him getting taken. That's a shocker. I did not see that coming whatsoever. Mitchell Trubisky ends up going to the Bears. Okay. The Jets will take Solomon Thomas. The Giants will take Corey Davis. This is where the Jamal Adams pick was going to go. I cannot believe that they reached up and got Jonathan Allen. Yeah. He was predicted to go number 22 to the Philadelphia Eagles, and he goes number 2. Crazy. I mean, he's obviously amazing. He's Jonathan Allen, but just I didn't think they'd reach up that high. This is the pick where Jamal Adams is going to go. We know how good Jamal Adams is going to be. So I feel like we just let him go to the Cowboys. We can make our decision on somebody else. So Jamal Adams does go. Raiders take John Ross. Good luck with that. Mike Williams goes to the Bills. Forrest Lamp to the Jags. Tre'Davious White actually he was predicted to go to the 49ers, and he goes to the Titans. So this draft's already been pretty crazy, pretty unpredictable, which is not a good thing. You do not want unpredictability in an NFL draft in Madden. This is the spot that was going to be taken with Jabril Peppers. But there's so many other good players ahead of him. It would be crazy that he gets taken here. But I do believe he will get taken here. We need a safety. What's the free safety spot look like? It's got Buda Baker's there as well. Okay. We can make some decisions. We can figure out this spot. That's for sure. Let's let it ride. Jabril Peppers goes. Then Christian McCaffrey. Jared Davis. Now, this is where Tre'Davious White was supposed to go, but he got taken already. So they do take Marshawn Lattimore. I was hoping he might fall to us to make it a little bit easier on me, but he doesn't go. Because I was probably going to take Marshawn Lattimore if he fell, but he didn't. So now it's a little bit easier because we have Reuben Foster, we have Ryan Ramczyk, we obviously have TJ Watt. We have a lot of positions that I would be interested in taking. It's going to be one of those three, probably. It is most likely going to be one of the three of TJ Watt, Ryan Ramczyk, Reuben Foster. How good does Reuben Foster look? He's got all the A's that you want. His speed isn't amazing, but he's got A block, shed, man coverage, zone coverage, tackle, pursuit, impact block. I mean, he's got all the skills you want. He's a fantastic middle linebacker prospect. But then you've got Ryan Ramczyk, and I'm pretty sure Ryan Ramczyk has a high overall, if I remember correctly from past rebuilds and simulations. He looks phenomenal as well. So I think what we do is we grab Ryan Ramczyk. He slides in at tackle, probably right tackle, over Jack Conklin. And then we have Joe Thomas and Ramczyk as our bookend tackles. And maybe Reuben Foster falls to us at 21. It's a possibility, I guess. Marlon Humphrey goes to the Cardinals. O.J. Howard to the Rams. Evan Ingram to the Texans. And Deshaun Watson to the Chiefs. So now we have picks 21 and 23. T.J. Watt and Reuben Foster are both on the board. And probably are going to grab both of them. We're probably going to grab the both of them. So let's take Reuben Foster first at middle linebacker. He's also hidden development. Not the fastest guy in the world, but looks unbelievably with his other skills, his other attributes. And we know he's really, really good technically. So Reuben Foster gets picked up at pick number 21. The Eagles are now up, and they will grab Charles Harris. And we will take TJ Watt with this pick. So we have pretty much solidified our defense in this first round of the NFL draft. TJ Watt, welcome to the squad. Unbelievable first round. Myles Garrett, Reuben Foster, TJ Watt on the defense, and then Ryan Ramczyk in the first round. So I am over the moon with our first round here. Patriots got Patrick Mahomes. All right, finally the Patriots do something awesome in the draft. It is about frickin' time. They never do anything in these drafts, but they get Patrick Mahomes. And we now ride at pick number 3 of the second round because this is the pick that we got from the Bears in that trade. And Budda Baker is available. I am really, really vibing with Budda Baker here. I really do think that's the move. We could grab another corner in Gareon Conley, but the cornerback class is pretty deep. I think I'm going to grab Budda Baker. I know we have Tony Jefferson, but I like Budda Baker better, and Budda Baker's probably going to be already a higher overall than what Jefferson is. So, Budda Baker, welcome to the team. We've got ourselves a crazy draft. This could be the greatest draft I've ever had in one of these videos. Dalvin Cook to the Jets. That looks familiar. Now, some of the guys that we expected to go are going. There goes Ethan Pochitz, but we don't need a center anymore because we got Travis Frederick. There goes Cooper Kupp. We are picking at pick number 24, so we are coming up pretty soon. Raekwon McMillan, Deshaun Kaiser. There goes Conley. If he would have been there, that would have been pretty tough to pass up on. And now we pick again at 24. Okay. So what is on our board? We've already got a new offensive lineman in Ramczyk. We've got Garrett. We've got a new middle linebacker in Foster. We've got a new free safety in Budda Baker. We've got TJ Watt. So, I mean, we don't really need anything else on the defense. We've pretty much figured all that out. We've got that all sorted. I mean, we could grab a Taylor Moton type. This would be a nice spot to take him. We could grab... who else? Samson Ebukam could be cool. The rest of the corners are round 3 to 4, so we can hold off on them a little bit. And we don't need a free safety anymore. So, I think this is the move to take Taylor Moton here. I think it's the best option because we could always use guard play. Joel Bitonio is only normal development. So, and I mean, Taylor Moton looks really, really good. He is also only normal development, but I think that's a pretty solid pick because we're banking on the fact that he is higher overall than Joel Bitonio already. And now we don't pick till the 28th pick of the 3rd round, so I think I'll just skip right to it. And we will see what is left on the board for us. We've got ourselves a few running backs. We've got a couple wide receivers. I did say we need to come away with at least 1 or 2 wide receivers, so probably do need to focus on that. And we can kind of ride away with the defense for now. So Chris Godwin probably has to be the move here. I think that's going to be good. He looks pretty good physically, and he's got good enough stats for me to take him. So 3rd round, Chris Godwin, welcome to the squad. Man, we are having a great draft right now. I am really happy with the way this draft is coming away, or we're coming away with this draft. We go to the 4th round, pick number 7. I don't know who's going to be available, but we will check. Aaron Jones, that could be my backup at running back, because it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for Kendrick Bourne to go because we got like a guy like Tim Patrick. There are some very good players still left. I think I'm going to grab Aaron Jones now. Get ourselves a backup running back. He's 5'9" with great athleticism. Doesn't have great skills, but he looks good enough. And crucially, he's got hidden development. So Aaron Jones, welcome to the squad. We have an unbelievable draft right now. We are having an unbelievable draft. We go to the 5th round. Matt Milano just got taken. We have Kendrick Bourne still on the board. So is Tim Patrick. And Desmond King is still available. I did like Desmond King. He doesn't have the speed, but he's got A zone coverage, B man coverage, A press. Desmond King is a possibility for sure. Another possibility is obviously Tim Patrick, but Kendrick Bourne also looks really good. I'm in a little bit of a sticky situation because I don't know who I want. Do I want Kendrick Bourne or just take the guy that I know is going to be there in Tim Patrick? 6'5", big body. Not as skillful as Kendrick Bourne is, but if we pass on Bourne, he could certainly get taken by the next pick, and then we could grab somebody else like a Desmond King, because we don't know. We know that Tim Patrick's going to be available at round 6. We don't know if Desmond King or Kendrick Bourne are going to be available. That's the only problem. I think I'm going to grab Desmond King, and we're just gonna ride and hope that Kendrick Bourne is gonna be there. I doubt he will be. I bet somebody picks him up in between our next pick, but maybe he's gonna be there, and he is. Kendrick Bourne is available. So I think my decision has been made for me. I'm going to draft Kendrick Bourne. I don't know how good he's going to be. He's only normal development, but he's got good speed, and crucially, we need receiver depth. I talked about coming away with a bunch of receivers, and we came away with 2 pretty good ones. I am unbelievably happy with our draft here. We had such a good draft. We got maybe the 2 best players in the class in Ryan Ramczyk and Myles Garrett. We will find out. And it looks like we got the best player in the class. I remembered from past rebuilds that Ramczyk was a high overall, so we came away with him. We actually got the 4... Oh, hold on. I thought we got the 4 highest players in the class, but we're only on the Browns. We got Ramczyk, who's an 89. Unbelievable. Garrett's an 82. Reuben Foster's an 80. Moton's a 78. Watt's a 77, Baker's a 76, Bourne's a 74, Godwin's a 73, Jones 71, and King 71. We got an unbelievable class here, and we filled a bunch of positions of need. So Sean Harlow's an 83, Cam Robinson 83, McCaffrey 83, but then there's Garrett, there's Jamal Adams. I'm over the moon. I am absolutely over the freaking moon with how that draft went. We got so much talent in that class to add to this team. It's unbelievable. I have a feeling that we are going to be so good this year. It's uncanny how good we're going to be. It's scary how good we're going to be. Because we add in all the new additions. Kendrick Bourne, Chris Godwin. The offensive line now has Ramczyk and Moton starting as rookies. So the offensive line looks amazing. Kelsey's getting better. And then on defense, we add Myles Garrett. Jadeveon moves over, slides over to the left side. Kevin Pierre-Louis is now an X factor, so that looks amazing. That draft pick looks phenomenal. TJ Watt, Reuben Foster will start in the middle and on the outside. Budda Baker starts at free safety. TJ Ward's still there. The corners look good still. I mean, this defense looks unbelievable. This defense looks unreal. The offense looks good too. We're still growing with Henry and Johnny Manziel. Receivers are now more depth. We now have more depth at receiver. I think we had the greatest draft of all time. I really do think that we've had the greatest draft of all time. But you guys will have to let me know down in the comments below if you agree with me that we had the best draft of all time. If you enjoyed this episode, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. I'm having so much fun with these rebuilds, and especially this one. I hope you guys are too. I know you guys are too. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.